5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, folks, and welcome to Power to Negotiate. Today's session is going to be about something that is going to be of great importance to you. People are actually going to be paying for your mortgages, and those would be the tenant buyers. Good morning, folks. Everybody's always worried about getting renters in, and I hate renters. So I have a solution. Don't get renters. Instead, get tenant buyers. Let me explain what a tenant buyer is. Imagine, if you would, that you are trying to sell a property, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, folks, and welcome to Power to Negotiate. My name is Sawyer, and today I'd like to talk to you about tenant buyers. And you say, Reed, what exactly are tenant buyers? Tenant buyers are people that are going to be renting the property with the option to purchase, and they're going to treat it slightly different than people that are just renting. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gotten a car on a vacation? You rented at the airport and you drove it like there was no tomorrow, because for you there was no tomorrow. You drove it 100 miles an hour, you didn't put any gas, you didn't put any oil in it, and you just ran it as far as it would go because it wasn't yours. It was just a rental. Imagine, if you would, that you are renting a car or you're leasing a car, but you're going to be buying it at the end of that lease term. You're going to treat that car as good as if you're buying it on time, and you're going to treat it exceptionally well. Same difference here with a tenant buyer. A tenant buyer is a great person because they're a motivated buyer. So if I have a motivated seller and a motivated buyer, I'm getting the best of both worlds. What exactly is a motivated buyer? Imagine, if you would, someone that has good income, they have a little bit of money, but their credit had a couple of dings in it in the last couple of years. And for some reason they just can't qualify right now, but they will be able to qualify in a year, 2 years. They don't want to live in an apartment. They don't want to throw their money away on rent. They want to lock in a price and know what's going to happen to them. I've got a solution. Our lease option. The way that we do this is we advertise in the paper or on Craigslist or on Backpage or whatever media you want to advertise in, and you say, no banks required, lease option. And when people call, you need to qualify them, because you're going to get people that have absolutely no credit, no money, have no chance of ever buying a property. Here's how to weed them out. The first question that you ask them is, if you found a property you really liked and you wanted to purchase this, how much would you feel comfortable with putting up for a non-refundable option fee that will be converted 100% to a down payment when you execute in 2 years? Now I'm looking, and you tell them right up front, I'm looking for someone that has a minimum of 3 to 5% of the purchase price available for a non-refundable option fee. If you don't have that, I'm not interested. That will weed out an awful lot of people. Then you want to find people that have the ability to get qualified in 2 years, which means you really should have a mortgage broker that you're working with that can qualify these people, unless you're a mortgage broker. And once they're qualified, they can go ahead and execute the option to purchase. What you don't want is someone that says, I've got $1,000, but I might be able to come up with more later. My credit is terrible, I'm sort of iffy on the job, and I might be able to make the rents each month. Maybe. Those aren't the type of people you want. Let's say that we've got 100% of the population that's out there looking for houses. Of that 100%, 60% won't be able to qualify to purchase your property. Let's just say, of that 60%, we want the top 10% of that 60%. So the bottom 60%, the ones that can't qualify, we want the ones that are sort of at the top of that food chain. Does that make sense? We don't want people that will never be able to qualify. Now, are there exceptions? Yes, absolutely. We once had, out in Colorado Springs, a couple that had terrible credit, had terrible job history, and they wanted to buy a $150,000 house on a lease option. And one of their relatives died and gave them $50,000, except that the only way that $50,000 could be used was as a down payment or non-refundable option fee for a house. And we were happy to go ahead and use that for a non-refundable option fee, have them make the payments. In 2 years, if they can qualify, great. If they can't, we'll go ahead and keep them in there, and we'll go ahead and grind on them in order to have them qualify for this. If they can't do it after 5 years or so, sorry, Charlie. But in the meantime, we had the use of that $50,000 without paying any taxes on it, because it's a non-refundable option fee. When does it become a taxable event? When they execute or when they default, when they walk away. Let's talk about who would be interested in a lease option. I'm looking for someone that just had a bankruptcy, that just got divorced, that just moved, that something happened in their life that was a hiccup, a bump in the road. They have good income, they have a little bit of cash, but they can't quite qualify. Now, would I take someone that had no cash? No, I sure won't. Because in their mind, they're going to treat this as a rental. And the more you stick to your rules, and the harder you make it for someone to get into your property, the easier it will be for you. If you say,